It's a United States love affair with Formula One at the moment, so what a thrill for everyone today to see our drivers lapping COTA at full hot lap speed. It's the Circuit of the Americas, and it's qualifying.
Good effort, lads.
And that's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the rest of the weekend, so we'll see you all tomorrow. Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. It's the Circuit of the Americas then, situated 14 miles outside of the great city of Austin. This is a 3.6-mile lap with 20 corners, 10 to the left and 10 to the right, and top speeds of around 200 miles per hour. Overtaking opportunities are available into turns 1 and 12, especially with that rear wing DRS wide open. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Charles Leclerc, and Piastri, Albon, Fernando Alonso, Hülkenberg, and Yuki Tsunoda, Bortoleto, Stroll, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Gasly, Behrman, Sainz, Jack Doohan, and Isaac Hadjar, Ocon, and Liam Lawson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And joining me in the commentary box today with the best view on what is about to unfold and some strong views on the action we're about to see, Naomi Schiff. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. Now, we had great fun watching them win last time out. What a great victory it was. But can they carry that into today's race?
Well, they're certainly in a great position. It's always great to just come off of a win. The momentum's there, the team are working well together, and so is the car. So what they've got to do is just keep building on that. Don't change the winning formula. Keep it simple and keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. Okay, DRS is now available. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. Yes, mate, I'll take that. Well done. We're really happy with the podium down here, so well done. Yes.
Fantastic effort, guys. That was awesome. Thanks so much.
Good job. So with the sprint concluded, join us next time for qualifying and of course the main event, this weekend's Formula One Grand Prix. We'll see you next time. It's a United States love affair with Formula One at the moment, so what a thrill for everyone today to see our drivers lapping COTA at full hot lap speed. It's the Circuit of the Americas and it's qualifying.
Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.
Yes, in there. Let's go, boys.
Well, you don't need me to remind you that Formula One is now so beloved in the United States that we race here 3 times a year. But let's give respect to COTA, or the Circuit of the Americas to give it its full name. This place laid the foundations for this moment and still remains the host of the US Grand Prix. We're racing then today in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of this wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles per hour here today, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into Turn 1 and the long back straight into Turn 12. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position. Edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Nico Hülkenberg, and Antonelli, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Piastri, and Alex Albon, Russell, Bortoletto, Carlos Sainz, and Gasly, Behrman, Stroll, Isaac Hadjar and Liam Lawson. Ocon and Jack Doohan rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me, bringing glamour and expertise to our commentary today, Naomi Schiff. Let's look at their season, and particularly against their teammate. Fair to say, they've got the better of them more often than not.
Yes, for sure. It is never nice to be on the receiving end of that teammate battle, to be the one not winning. But for the driver who is on the upper hand, it's a real confidence boost because, as you know, the first job in Formula One is to beat your teammate. It is a team sport, but at the end of the day, that's the only driver on the grid that's got equal equipment to you. So it's the best indication of how you're doing. So for them, it's going to be a real confidence boost.
All right, let's have a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. Now use DRS. DRS now available. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Okay, Lewis. Right, we've got some clear track in front of us, so let's make best use of it and make the next lap a quick one. You got this.
Yes, sir.
Oh, mate, you made that look easy. Nice work. That's why I love working with you. Smashed it. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
Great job.
And Lewis Hamilton takes the checkered flag and once again wins.
Such an important victory at this stage of the season. Any points you can achieve to go towards the table is really going to mean a lot to the team. So well done as they prepare for the end of the season.
From lights out to the checkered flag, each and every driver has this moment in the back of their mind. Now it's time for their celebrations. Our podium, it awaits. And back on the top spots that he's taken so often in the past. So well done to Lewis Hamilton. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.